Hello everyone. I just wanted to quickly show you a little project status on the little single board computer that we have over here that's been purposed as a network analyzer. As you guys can see, there's a Raspberry Pi Zero over here that's basically a $5 board that you can pick up at Micro Center or online from a company called Adafruit. Really popular device, hard to get. I've added a lithium-ion battery to this board over here just for power so I can make it portable. I've added a little USB gigabit Ethernet adapter to it, two USB Wi-Fi adapters. One of them is used to essentially create a wireless access point, and it's running a DHCP server on here, open source DHCP server, and it uses another open source software to create that little wireless access point network. The other USB wireless adapter is mainly used for connectivity to get this thing online. But we're going to go ahead and show you a little script I run over here through the CLI. It just runs a little simple speed test. It'd be amazing how useful a speed test can be for many networks out there when they're having different issues with different types of circuits. But let me just show you guys real quick how I'm using this headless board. So this one doesn't really have a screen. My plan would be to add a little OLED screen like this that could essentially give me IP address information that I feel would be useful for any kind of person who would be using this, and other sorts of things. I mean, these are little add-on, essentially, screens that you could use for many different purposes. So I'll go ahead and power on the device. As you see over here, we'll give this a minute to boot up. I'm going to pull my tablet over here, and basically what I'm going to do over here is connect to the Raspberry Pi Zero network, which is the ESSID that it's advertising. Once that boots up, it'll take about a minute before you see the network pop up into your available networks. I don't know if you guys can see that. Alright, there we go. So now, this is showing me a Raspberry Pi Zero network. I'm going to go ahead and connect to it. And what this is it's going to allow me to do is essentially SSH into the box, and I could even run scripts. But for that, I'm going to go ahead and use a handy application that's on the Android market called Raspberry SSH Lite, which is a really cool way of prototyping different scripts that you could run on the Raspberry Pi. Right now, just for intensive purposes, I'm going to show you an internet speed test that I'm going to run from it. So before we do that, obviously I'm going to need some level of network connectivity. So I'm going to run a little Ethernet cable over to the Raspberry Pi. You see the link lights came on there, and essentially it uses another open source tool called DetPlug, which will essentially pull a DHCP IP address from your router. So now that that's plugged in, I'm going to go ahead and run the speed test on this. And it's going to go ahead and run a test, and you'll see the link lights on the adapter going a little crazy. That's because right now it's doing a download speed test in the background. And we'll shortly, when it's done, we'll see the speed results on the tablet. Now, I mean, obviously use cases for this could be, basically you could run speed tests throughout the day on a corporate network, let's say, or at different times, just to kind of do a spot check on many circuits out there. Sometimes you don't even know if you're getting the amount of bandwidth that you're actually paying for. So here we got the results back. It's just literally, it's going to be hard to see over here, but it's just CLI output. I'm reading about 60 megabits down and 28 megabits up. And this is on a Verizon Fios basic package that I have here in the Bronx. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick video. Obviously, the possibilities of a device like this are endless. It's open source. It's extremely cheap. I mean, the components on it, you could get them, Raspberry Pi is $5, a lithium-ion battery, $5. A gigabit Ethernet adapter, $10. Two little USB Wi-Fi dongles, $7 each. And you have yourself right now just a working Linux open source based PC, and you can have it do whatever you want. Thank you.